know, God always has a way of speaking to me. I don't know if he speaks to you, but he always speaks to me. I walked in the municipal building just a few minutes before we started, and I stopped in the mailroom. I'm not sure why, and I checked the police box, and there was a card for me. And ever since Mary Ann got killed, every year I get a card from the grandmother of the officer who brought the murderer to justice. And a few years ago, Scott Bierweiler, who was a sergeant at the time, he was killed in the line of duty. He was killed in an early morning. A stolen vehicle crossed the double yellow line, hit his unmarked car. He was a captain, a great, great guy, and it was privileged to be able to get to know him. His grandmother is now in her 90s. She lives in New York. And when I walked in there was the card. Once again from her, in loving memory, the name of Mary Ann Collura and Scott Bierweiler. And it was placed at the National Shrine of Our Lady of the Miraculous Medal. And so I don't believe in accidents. I know that things are planned for us. And so as we get ready to close, I want to share just a little prayer that's in there from his grandmother, Elizabeth Darcy. Lord, grant me that we may hold dear the memory of your servant, never bitter for what we have lost, nor in regret of the past, but always in hope of the eternal kingdom, where you will bring us together again. Amen. That concludes our ceremony. Thank you for coming. Please take a moment and come up and see our new benches as well. Thank you all for coming.
Mr. Mayor, how are you, sir?
Doing well, Wayne. A little bittersweet today.
You know, it's always an incredibly special and emotional time when we celebrate Mary Ann's life, and a special dedication today as well. Your thoughts?
Well, you know, when I look back and I think about, you know, Mary Ann as a person that I knew really well, and that it just continues to show what she gave to our community by all these people every year, the 12th year, the anniversary of her murder, coming back here. And it was great. Mrs. Kajarski made the donation here of these 3 benches, and I want to thank Marie. And you know, I worked when I was in the fire department with her husband Bob, Captain Kajarski, and he was a great person, and he was a great policeman.
I think it's so very special to have our community always remember people, celebrate these special occasions, and you're always part of it too. Tip of my hat to you for what you always do for our town too.
Thanks, Wayne. Thanks for coming.
My pleasure. You too. Thank you. Councilwoman, how are you?
I'm good, thank you.
You know, Fairlawn is so special in the way it celebrates its people. Your thoughts about today?
Today is a really great day to be able to come out and honor someone who served our community in the ultimate way. And to see all these people come out and pay their respects is really gratifying to see what a wonderful community Fairlawn is.
And I think it's so special that we have permanent remembrances now.
Yes.
The statues, the benches. I think all that coming together is really unique.
Yes, and I do pass by here often, and I see people coming to look, and it's always good to remind people what our community is all about, and this is obviously one of those examples.
And I think another good example is what you do for our community. Tip of my hat to you. I always say that, but I really mean that. Thank you very much for doing that. I'll talk to you soon. Thank you. Freeholder Ganser, how are you?
Good to be here.
It's always good to see you. Your thoughts about today?
Well, it's hard to believe how many years have gone by. I still remember when I got the call, and I remember that whole weekend. There's two things that I remember most. The first is the young girl holding on Oak Tay as the funeral procession went by. We love you, Officer Marion. And the second thing is that from St. Anne's until the George Washington Cemetery, when we left St. Anne's at the head of the funeral cortege, we got to GW Cemetery, and it had not finished departing from St. Anne's. It was just
That's how long the procession was.
Amazing.
It's always special, and I think Fairlawn is very special that way too. And a lot of that has to do with people like yourself that's part of our community. The tip of my hat to you, sir, as always. Thank you for your time.
Thanks so much.
Thank you. Every time I see you, I feel so special, and I think you make us feel that way. Your thoughts about today?
It turned out to be a really nice day, and I expected that. It's always bittersweet because we remember those that have gone on before, but it's always wonderful because we have a way to remember them, and that's all a part of the healing process.
And excuse me for not having the proper introduction. I wasn't to call you detective or chaplain Boone, but like I always say, you wear so many hats. But today, again, with that hat I see as part of the statue, it just brings back such incredible memories. And the benches, what a fabulous thing to do.
Yes.
I mean, special thanks to the family for that, too.
And it is, and when people come here, they'll be able to sit on a nice bench, but a bench that also has a way of reminding you of what happened.
And it's true that you do have contacts to get the sun out between you and
I
Marion.
put a request in,
works?
and you see the day. It's
Tip of my hat to you, sir, as always. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.